So just when it felt as if the CS devs went off the grid, well, Valve has seemingly returned. Just last night, CS devs dropped another update for Counter-Strike 2, mainly patching bugs remaining from Season 2's debut, but also some very large adjustments where CS2 now allows players who played in Season 1 to queue with each other despite their rank alongside a bunch else. Essentially, the devs are polishing up the game and cleaning house. Now today's video, we have much to discuss. We're going to break down CS2's most recent blog posts, as there has been 3 in the last couple of days. We're going to showcase the new changes, and also discuss the current status of VAC, future content, alongside a bunch more. Now today's video sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a buying but most notably trading marketplace for all your Counter-Strike needs. SkinsMonkey offers a wide variety of skins. Once you find the item you want, hit trade for either items you currently have or for one of many deposit options. You can use my code MANDO for up to a free $5 alongside a 35% deposit bonus. If interested, the link will be in the description down below. Now, the first update was on January 29th and the most recent one was obviously last night on February 6th. Most of these I found to be too small to really cover in one singular video, but on January 29th, Valve updated some community maps, activated Premier Season 2 progress indicator in the play menu, fixed regressions in the AUG and SG scope graphics, which that concludes January 29th's blog post. And speaking of the SG and AUG, these have seen a lot of changes and a lot of fixes over the last couple of weeks. There was problems with the scope, which for the most part, most of those problems are now fixed. But what I will say is something that Thor CS pointed out just a couple of weeks ago, which links to him will be in the description. Since CS2 is very weird where all the gun skins from CSGO transferred over to Counter-Strike 2, if those said skin creators or Valve didn't port those skins to have the Source 2 model or the CS2 model of that weapon, they still have the CSGO model. Now, if you have an AUG or SG skin from CSGO that still has the CSGO weapon model, but in Counter-Strike 2, technically it is pay to win, but by a pretty small percentage, where your FOV is just a little bit larger. Now, on the AUG, it's almost unnoticeable, but the SG, it's pretty noticeable. Now, just last week on February 3rd, Valve fixed various things, that being just a miscellaneous. Some problems were to do with the UI, progress bars for Premiere not loading properly in low resolutions, and a bunch of other bug fixes to do with Train. Which, speaking of Train, I know this is probably already a dead horse because people have talked about it quite a bit, but Train in Premiere is one of the least played maps, at least in my experience as a Counter-Strike player, that I've ever really seen. Now, granted, mind you, most new maps inside CS don't get played as soon as they're out. For example, I've played around 11 games of Premiere, and I've only got the opportunity to play it once, which really sucks. Because I like Train back in CSGO, I like it here in CS2, I want to play more of it, I want to have more fun. But yet we pick the exact same maps every single game. So what happened to people wanting new maps? Is this also going to happen when Cobblestone returns? Or if it does? Because Cobblestone was a lot less popular than Train was back in Go. And of course, as it stands for the update from last night on February 6th, there was 3 different categories, that being Premiere, UI, and miscellaneous. Starting off in Premiere, this is probably the most important for CS2, especially for everyday players in Premiere. Now, Valve stated they adjusted the logic to determine when players are too far apart in CS rating to participate in matchmaking together as a party. In most cases, when players used to play together in a party in Premiere Season 1, they will be able to party in Premiere Season 2. And yeah, there was quite a few complaints about this on Twitter. So if you had a couple of friends who didn't have a rank, and let's just say you did or someone else did, it was gonna suck because you weren't gonna be able to play together until you all had a rating. And even then, depending on, well, how far apart your rating was, you might not still be able to play together. But now that's fixed. But for some people, what's not fixed is VAC. Or maybe it is, depending on the person. Now for me personally, out of my 10 to 11 games of Premiere Season 2 so far in 2025, I've only had 1 to 2 games where there were some suspects, but nothing really blatant. And so far that is an increase and a lot better than how it was in Premiere Season 1, at least from my perspective. But then on the other hand, there's clips like this on YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, that also get emailed and DM'd to me on a daily basis on how VAC just doesn't work. For example, this Reddit thread is new season, same with VAC, and it just seems like there's a blatant cheater in this guy's game. Meanwhile, on the other hand of things, a lot of players have been saying there's been an increase in VAC lives, matches getting canceled, so on and so forth. It really seems like VAC is actually doing a little bit more, especially when you have people on Reddit actually talking about how VAC is sometimes working. At this point, players are really unsure if Valve kind of sent out a shadow update for VACnet 3 during Season 2 of Premiere. I'm gonna go with no, and then it's just working better than it was before, but who really knows? Now in the UI category of last night's update, Valve added the Get Service Medal UI directly from the main menu profile card, meaning when you're in your lobby, you see yourself on the main screen, you can get your service medal from there. Valve also fixed a case where main menu profiles were missing display medals, which this has been a problem since Season 2 debuted, where medals on people's profiles just in general were not showing up, but this now seems to be fixed. Now the second to last point up is Valve updated the Dust 2 radar image to be more accurate. And here's a post from Thor CS2 showcasing this just a little bit more in depth with a better resolution and better visual for those who, well, like pictures more than words. With that being said, that pretty much concludes Counter-Strike 2's most recent updates. Most players are really unsure, at least at this point, if VACnet 3 got any sort of major update because it seems to work for some and others it doesn't even seem like it's on. Now in terms of content, I'm personally not going to be expecting anything major for the next couple of months. That's unless Valve does what they normally do, where after a major sale, for example, after that's removed from the shop, they'll then start unloading the microtransactions, like the music kits, the sticker capsules, that being the one-off ones from the community. If we don't see a refresh to the armory, I think it is very possible that Valve introduces a brand new case or the next case we get to the active duty pool instead of the armory pass. And lastly, because because cash is coming back, there's many questions in the scene of if it's going to be entering the map pool in 2025. My prediction right now was absolutely not. We're going to be lucky to see one more change, let alone a community map that has to get bought by Valve, added to the game, patched, make more optimized, so on and so forward to go in Premiere. I just don't personally see that happening until probably 2026. Once again, it is Valve and it's very unknown. I'll see you guys in the streams over here on YouTube every morning. Catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.